Welcome to Exchange Student in Fiberland. My name is Mary Gale. I am your hostess. This is episode 35. Next episode will be my birthday episode. Well, that doesn't make sense. My birthday is in December, so it's not my birthday episode, but it'll be how old I am episode, which is exciting, right? I mean, Keira is 7, and everything she does is exciting when it's done in 7, so... Anyway, I thought about lying to you and telling you that today's Tuesday, January 29th, since I told you in the last episode that I was going to record on Tuesdays, but it's actually not. It is Thursday, January 31st, the last day of January, and I just had a flash, like thinking, oh, maybe it's February 1st. It's not. It's January 31st, 2013, and this episode is called Never Put Off for Tomorrow, What Can Be Done Today, because I'm learning my lesson. I was supposed to record a week ago Tuesday, and Keira got sick, so I thought, oh, well, that's okay. I'll just do it on Wednesday. That's a perk of being able to set my own schedule, right? And then my parents made a surprise visit on Wednesday and stayed until Sunday. And then I thought, Monday, well, I'll wait to record Tuesday because that's supposed to be my regular recording day, right? Keira got sick again. We had to go to the doctor, so the whole day was kind of discombobulated. And then I was going to record yesterday, even though Keira was still home. She's doing okay now. She had an ear infection and sinus infection, but she's back at school, just taking the yummy bubblegum amoxicillin. Yesterday, well, Tuesday night, we had this big storm, wind, and everything was fine here. But then Wednesday, for some reason, our electricity went out. And then when it came back on, it went out again. So now we are at Thursday, and I'm learning my lesson. So on Monday, Susan, Rista1313, said to me, Mary, you should be recording a podcast. And on Monday I said, I'm doing it tomorrow. So now I've learned my lesson. Maybe I'll record every single day just to make sure I get it done. No, I won't do that to you. Anyway, that was a long intro. I'm sorry. I hate that. I always want to get right to it. So let's get right to it. Today, in Lessons I'm Learning, I've got 2 works in progress for you. The first one is just plain old tube socks for Keira. I cast these on a while ago. This is yarn that came in my goodie bag at Knittin' in the Mitten, and I lost the tag. And I don't have any idea who dyed it, but it's pretty, it's soft. I don't know the yarn, the fiber content or anything, but it's pink and it's got really subtle pale yellow in it. It's pretty. And I just cast on 12 and increased. I'm really bad at taking notes. I did not write down what I... oh, well, duh, I could count how many stitches I have on here, and that would tell me how many I increased to, but I'm not going to. Basically, when I do toe-up socks, I usually cast on between 10 and 12, 14 sometimes, and then I try it on until it fits, like, let's pretend this is my toe, and I try it on until it covers up to not quite over my pinky toe because it'll stretch. And then whenever it gets there, that's when I stop doing my increases. And so I did this with Keira, and only I made it a little bit bigger, hoping she'd be able to wear it longer because my children are growing like weeds. It's like an epidemic. So then I decided these were my movie socks or VKN or anything that I could do that it doesn't take a lot of concentration. And I got a little paranoid because I was in the movie theater and I didn't know if it was time to turn the heel or not. And then I got the bright idea of just making them into tube socks. I'll just knit until I'm done. I might try it on in a little bit and make sure that it's not getting tight around. Like, I don't think it'll get too high. I mean, I don't know. So I'll gauge it a little bit, but these are my tube socks for Keira. And I put those in my little, this is a bag. I don't know if you remember. I made it a long time ago when I first got my sewing machine. And it's supposed to be reversible, but I didn't do a very good job at the top. So, I mean, I guess it could be reversible. I could just cover that up now that I'm a little better working with my sewing machine, but I can't be bothered. That's too much work. So, anyway, there's this. And my second lesson I'm learning, my second works in progress, is, this is really, okay. These are the, I'm making the Tardis socks. There's a lot of Tardis sock patterns, and I think they're all free, but I picked the one that's by Amelie BJ, and it just says Tardis socks, and then in parentheses, my version. And I picked this one because it is toe up. And if you haven't noticed, I kind of like toe up socks. I'm not very far. I cast these on during a VKN this week. And I am doing it 2 at a time. I'm a little nervous because at the top will be where it has the police box and I mean, there's just a little tiny bit of Fair Isle, and I'm a little worried about all of the little bits and bobs trying to do 2 at a time, because there's black and white, so black, white, and blue. There's 3 colors and there'll be 6 balls, so that might be a little much, but maybe not. We'll see. This is going to be for Darkwing, who is Dave Wonderly. He is the wonderful man who made my little mascot. You can't see her, I'm sorry. And he's so wonderful. As payment, rather than money, he asked me to make him a Tardis stuffy, and I agreed to it because I wanted my mascot. But I really don't like knitting toys. I think they're fiddly and I don't think they're fun. The only toy that I've knit that I haven't hated or the Owl Puffs by Retro Lemon. Those Owl Puffs aren't bad because it's just like, it's kind of like making a sock and then closing it up, so I can do that. So then I was looking for Tardis and I saw the socks. And even though socks take longer and more yarn and whatnot, I would much rather make these socks for him. So I had Hillary show him the pattern, Hippie Penguin, to see if he would actually wear them, and he said yes. So since then, my husband and my son Connor both have asked for Tardis socks. I don't know if that will happen. I mean, of course that will happen. The yarn I'm using is it's from, oh my gosh, it's from Peter and Helen of the Knitting 365 podcast in Amsterdam, and it is I can't think of the name. What's wrong with me? It's you know what it is. It's really, really nice yarn. It's from Germany, and it's the weird different colorway. You know what I'm talking about, right? The reason I can't think of it is because I keep having Malabrigo March in my head. It's not March, it's not Malabrigo, but I kind of think of them as the same because they're both yarns that I wanted to try for a really long time. And I feel stupid. I'm not going to edit this out though. So, It's a really, really nice yarn. Beautiful colors. Claudia makes them. Why can't I think of the name? At first I thought that it would be kind of crazy to give away such a wonderful sock or such a wonderful yarn, but I've been thinking with my knitting lately that more so than just a hobby, it's become like my way of life, obviously since I'm a dyer, but it also connects me to so many people that I would have never ever gotten to meet had I not started knitting. And so whenever I make something, I like to think about the other people in our knitting community. And so by using this yarn, I get to think about Peter and Helen, and I also get to think about Dave and Hillary, and also Susan. Only this is my Girl Cave bags bag. I love the inside. I love the stripies. And so I like to pair projects with things that remind me of people. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll use this bag. And this is what I wanted to call the title of my episode, is My Big Blue Balls Won't Fit in My Ass Bag. They're too big. So I might have to find another project to think about you, Rista. But I love the title, and I wish I could put it on there without feeling like I would, I don't know, it's not like I'm going to get in trouble, but, you know, it's just not classy to say, my big blue balls won't fit in my ass bag. Cracks me up. Anyway, I'm going to shove them into my ass bag, though. And that is my only other work in progress right now, but I have a lot going on in my head, so I think next week there'll be a lot of works in progress. Let's move on to final exam. This is where I show you my finished objects, and I have one. These are my socks that I was working on. Seems like I was working on these forever. I know I wasn't, but it seems like it. This is the Proper Etiquette Socks by Laura Nelkin, and I've done it in my Welcome to Munchkinland is the colorway from the Wizard of Oz series, and I really like it. You can't see very well. I actually have the foot, but you can't see the pattern very well. Oops, you can see the hair on my pattern, sorry, or on my sock. It's kind of like little crosses, and they're really pretty. There's that. And then this one isn't really an FO, but it's something that I had on my needles for a really long time. And I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I had been going through this period where I was feeling like I should be monogamous, but then it made me feel guilty that I was monogamous because I had so many other projects that wanted my love. But I had a lot of projects that were on the needles for a long time, and it was making me feel bad. Like, I didn't like it. It made me feel like, I don't know, like dirty. Like I have to get them done, but I don't have time to get them done. And so, voila, I frogged my skirt. I don't know if you'll remember, but a long time ago I started the Tina skirt, which is really, really cute. I actually started a knit along and I failed miserably at following through, and then still worked on it because it's a cute pattern, but I've decided that I don't have any place to wear a skirt now since I stay home, because I work out of my home Monday through Thursday, and then work out of my home on my dye business at Spartickes Dyes, and then Friday through Sunday I work at the restaurant wearing a uniform, so I don't really have any place I'm usually in my pajamas or my uniform. And I really want to make a sweater, and so I've decided I'm going to repurpose this yarn and make a sweater sometime. Hopefully soon, because I know that Amelie of the Watcha Swatchin' podcast has the Never Have I Ever knit along coming up, and I've never knit a sweater and I really want to. So hopefully I'll be able to get it together in time to get started on that. So, kind of an FO. I don't want to start a section about ripped objects, frogged projects, so I'm not going to, so I just had to shove it in there. Next is Souvenirs. This is where I show you my stash enhancement. And this week I have Yarn vs. Zombies. This is self-striping. It's from her Tea and Stripes, her yarn club Tea and Stripes. And it's called Morning Dew. I love it. It is 80% superwash merino and 20% bamboo. She calls this base Panda. Isn't that cute? I don't think, I haven't knit with a bamboo blend before. I knit with bamboo and I didn't really like it very much because it wasn't stretchy. But this one is mostly merino, so it'll be really interesting to see how I like it. This is her December shipment, which I thought, okay, my November shipment only showed up like 2 weeks ago. And then my December shipment, when it came in the mail earlier this week, I got all excited because I thought I was back on track, but now I noticed that it says December, not January, and tomorrow's February, so that means I have more yarn coming soon. So. And next segment is Lemonade Stand, which is where I talk about Spartickes dyes, where I sell bags and I sell hand-dyed yarn. First thing I want to talk about is remind you that there's still a contest to name my mascot, and that is until next Tuesday, which is February 5th. You can enter on Facebook. If you go to Spartickes Dyes on Facebook, there is a section where it says, it's got her picture, and there's quite a few entries on there. And then you can also go to the Ravelry page. There's a group, Spartickes Dyes group, where it says contest, and you can pick a name for her there. Or you can, if you're watching on the blog, there is a post about it, and you can leave a comment there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab all of the names and put them in a hat, because it's too hard to do random number generator when there's so many different places you can enter. I have decided that the prize is your choice. You can, after I draw on Tuesday, you can go to the shop and you can pick any bag. So it could be a messenger bag, could be a parachute bag, small, large, keychain bag, any bag, or any skein of yarn. So pretty much you can go to my shop and pick one thing that you want. So go ahead and enter, because there's not too many. I mean, there's quite a, I don't know how many people have entered. I haven't looked and counted, but I'd say you have a pretty good chance of winning. So go ahead and pick a name. There's a lot of really cute ones. The next thing I want to talk about is I told you that Dave designed my mascot, and the way that it came to fruition is when I was at Knittin' in the Mitten, I had been trying to find somebody to design a logo for me, and I went to this website. I think it's called Fiverr.com, something like that, and it's people put up things. It's actually a really fun website. You should go and look at it. It's where people put up what they're willing to do for $5. So, like, somebody said that they were willing to translate something for you. Somebody said they were willing to, I can't remember, it was a long time ago, but one of the categories was logo, and people would make logos. So I thought, well, for $5 I could get a logo. I tried 2 different times, so I spent $10 and I didn't get the logo that I liked either time. So then at Knittin' in the Mitten, I was expressing my frustration to Hillary, and she, just like that, she had her boyfriend convinced, talked into making it for me. And the whole reason I wanted a logo, all that to say, is I wanted a logo because I wanted to put them in my bags. And now I have the ribbon and they're here and I'm so excited. So, are you ready? This bag is not quite finished yet. I still need to do a top stitch around it and put the bead on. But you'll get the idea. You ready? Da-da-da. Isn't she adorable? So on all my bags from now on, you will see her little face, and all the bags are reversible, so if you don't like her face, then, well, first of all, you could cut it out, or you could just reverse it, because she's only on one side, but, oh, all that to say, this one you can't reverse. I have a little, those little lips in there, isn't that cute? And then she's on the side. I love her. I have a couple reversible messenger bags, and I won't go through it too much. I just want to go quickly, but here she is. Here's this one, and then this one is reversible. I try to make them so that, like, they're fun on one side and then a little bit more, you know, like grown up or whatever. I don't know. Not that this fabric is all too grown up, but it's completely reversible. And here it is. I need to delint it, sorry. But here it is with this side. I'm doing a horrible job, I'm sorry. Like this. And then this front part is a pocket. And you can flip it to the outside, or flip it to the back side, and it'll be a pocket on the back, but it's also totally reversible so that there's a pocket on the back, and it's the yellow. So you get to, it's kind of like 3-in-1. You get to decide how you're going to have it. This will be up in my shop. This, I would think, as I said, I've never made a sweater, but I would think that this would easily be good for a sweater's worth of yarn. And then here's another bag that I made because I wanted to show you her again. And I like this material. Next on my, in my lemonade stand, you are going to be so excited about this. I wish, okay, Keira's not here today. Thank goodness she went back to school finally, but I wish she was here to describe this for you. She took it upon herself to design some yarn, and she colored it on a piece of paper and she described it, and she actually has about 3 different colorways. I've only made one so far. This one is called Tonight, and let me show you the inspiration. She was listening to, it's her favorite song. I cannot remember who it's by. I want to say Selena Gomez, but I know it's not Selena Gomez. She's the girl from Wizards of Waverly Place. And there's another song by Selena Gomez that I always think, but it's not the same. So anyway, it's called Tonight, and she was describing the colors to me, and she was saying something about the blue sky and a disco ball and all of these things, and I thought she was watching a music video, and that's where she saw the colors. She wasn't. She just was listening to the song and imagining all of these things going on through the song. So I'll have to, I wonder if I can find the song and play it. I don't know. We'll see. But here it is. Here's her inspiration. And the circle is the way that I've never showed her this, but you know, little kids have really big eyes. I always draw a circle because I lay the yarn out in a circle because my pan is circled, and I lay the color, or I draw out the colors. I don't color code it. Mine did not look this pretty. But she color coded it, and then I mixed up some dye, tried to match them as close as possible. See how she described what it would look like rescanned. My daughter is amazing. So, are you ready for this? Isn't that beautiful? It's, the colors are a little more, I don't know. They're vibrant in person, but they're a little bit, I don't know how to describe how it's different. But there's 2 shades of blue. There's pink, yellow, orange, dark green, and red. It's not self-striping. There's a lot going on. And I'm going to have just 2 in the shop update, which is later today. Probably around noon, my time, depending on how much I get done and how fast. But here, I'm so proud of her. So look for more of Keira's colors. She has Puffle Roundup is one of them, and I think the other one is called Wizards of Waverly Place. So I haven't dyed them yet, but I'm sure I will be forced to. I mean, encouraged to in the future. But there you go. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is if you are familiar with the Stockinette zombies, which, who isn't, right? Super popular girls. And they are having the Knit Apocalypse coming up in May. And in celebration, or I guess celebration, for the retreat, Sort of a Knitter, Josh, who also has a podcast, and I can't remember the exact name, but it might be Sort of a Knitter. Knitting sword, sort of a knitter, something about a sword and knitting. He is making a mystery knit along for a shawl, and it's going to be sign-ups start in February, so I assume they start tomorrow and run through February, and then the first clue will come out March 1st, and there are 5 clues, and he is doing it to color shawl. So in preparation for the mystery knit along shawl, I have come up with 2 different colorways. There's going to be crinkling because I already put them in a bag. The first one is called Knit of the Living Dead. Oh, I wish I had better lighting in here. This is sparkle base. It's got like a maroony, reddish, brownish, a gray, a couple of shades of green, and then the matching one, he said he wants something that pops, is a bright green. There you go. And this is called Knit of the Living Dead, and it's going to be in my shop for pre-order. I'm going to start with probably about 10 pre-order slots, and maybe 5 of each color because I have 2 different colors, and we'll go from there. I don't want to put so many in there that they go to waste, but I don't want, I want to make, if it's really popular and people want it, I don't want to limit it too much, but it will be kind of limited because I'm only one person, so we'll see. But this is Knit of the Living Dead. Up in the shop for pre-order, and it usually takes me about a week to make something if you have it in pre-order, so you have until March 1st for the clue, so I wouldn't wait too long because if too many people order it takes a little bit longer. The second one is called Brains. Also sparkly base. It is purple. 2 shades of purple. Like a fuchsia and a pink. And this is paired with, see, I had the, here, it's kind of a grayish, greenish, bluish. It started off as kind of sky blue, but then, I'm sorry, you'll have to go to the shop and you'll have to see a better picture. It's supposed to be 2 colors shawl, but it's also supposed to be kind of green for the zombies, and so it's kind of blue, but kind of green, kind of gray. And on this one, I would say that the variegated one would be the one that pops more. Because he said that for the shawl, one of the colors needs to pop. So these are Josh approved. I've been in contact with Josh. And exciting news. I am sending these two sets, shawl kits, to Megan and Amy, and they will be giving them away for free. Well, I told them to give them away for free. I don't know what they'll do, but so there should probably be a drawing. I haven't sent them to them yet, obviously, because I just showed them to you, but hopefully by today I will send them, and along with a couple of bags. So hopefully there'll be all kinds of excitement, because I'm super excited for the Knitpocalypse, which you should go to. And yeah, I can't think. Oh, and I'm going to give them a secret code to share on their podcast and in their podcast group, so you can have a discount. But I'm not going to tell you the discount, so you have to go watch them. So, that's all for in the shop. I talked about a couple weeks ago when I talked about my lemonade stand. I talked about a alpaca mill that's in the area. That's going really well. She gave me 2 big bags of yarn alpaca to dye for her shop. But then she also gave me 2 huge bags, like this, it's bigger than I'm showing you, 2 huge bags of fiber to dye, which I've never dyed alpaca fiber form, so I'm excited. I'll let you know how that goes. But it's a successful relationship right now, which is more than I can say for the show that I had talked about. There was a local yarn store. It's new, so those of you who came to SSK, it's not one of them that we went to or that you went to, so don't worry. Those are all very nice OISs. The one that I went to, though, the owner was not very professional, first of all, made me wait forever, and didn't present my yarn the way that I thought she would. And I had given her a list of, okay, the way it worked is I took a whole bunch of yarn, and rather than selling it to the store and then having her sell it, I was bringing it, and I told her the wholesale price, and I told her she was allowed to price it herself for retail, and even though she hadn't bought it, she could sell it at her price, and then she'd give me the wholesale price and she'd keep the profit. Turns out she, like, normally places usually double the wholesale price at the retail store. Sometimes it's a little bit less, especially because indie dyers have to charge a little bit more for wholesale, since even though you're buying it in wholesale, it still takes a long time to make, because you indie dyers make it one at a time. So normally a store won't quite double an indie dyer's wholesale price. Well, she, the owner, ended up doubling my retail price. So a skein of yarn that I charged $25 for, she had marked to $50, even though I was only charging her, I don't remember, it's more like $16 or something. So she was getting like more profit than I personally ever get when I sell it in my store. But hardly anybody bought any of my yarn because the prices were outrageous. And so I'm really disappointed. That did not go very well. I'm kind of want to say I'll stick to selling my own yarn my own way. That being said, if I trust the person that I'm selling to, then I think that would be fine. But I'm not going to just willy-nilly try to get my yarn into LYSs anymore, because that was a waste of time, a waste of effort, and a big disappointment. And so that was sad. But that's okay. I mean, I still have my yarn. I didn't lose anything other than possible profit, if that makes sense. And I sent her a letter saying, you know, I think your prices were a little much. Could we maybe talk about this? And I haven't heard back. So I guess that relationship is over, which, okay. Moving on. The next section I wanted to talk about, I can't think of a good title for, but my wonderful husband Josh came up with found, I don't know, he finds stuff on the internet, I don't know where it comes from, but it was by invitation only. It's called Movie Pass, and for $30 a month you can go to a movie a day. So any movie except for IMAX or 3D. You can't repeat. So if I went to, say we went to Wreck-It Ralph on Tuesday with the kids, then we would not be able to ever go see Wreck-It Ralph again. But we could go see any other movie we want to. Just not two in the same day. So it is awesome. I normally, well, let's reverse a little bit. Back to the title. I was trying to think, I thought it would be nice for me to talk a little bit about the movies that I go see. I will not be giving a summary, and I will not be giving spoilers or anything, because I don't like to know anything about the movie before I go see it. I like to know, yeah, it was a good movie, and it's kind of about this, but I don't like to know any specifics. I don't even like to watch trailers most of the time, because I just like to be surprised. So I won't be ruining anything, but I wanted to maybe have this section, and just so you can see, hey, that movie was awful, but that was what Mary Gale said. It doesn't mean it was awful, it just means that was my opinion, or it was awesome, and you get the picture. But I couldn't think of a title for this section that goes along with exchange student. I had thought of going on holiday, because when I was in Australia, my family went on a trip. We're here in America, we would call it going on vacation. There it was going on holiday, so it's kind of like a holiday away from home. Because before I would feel guilty for going to the movies because I would be spending money, and now I would feel guilty if I don't go to the movies because I already paid that $30, and so as long as I go to 3 movies a month, I've paid for it. The other one I thought of was foreign studies, but the movies I'm watching aren't all foreign, so I don't know. If you can come up with a title, that would be cool. I saw 4 movies so far. The first one I went to was called Broke City, and I loved it. It has Donnie Wahlberg. Is it Donnie? Donnie Wahlberg. And it's kind of a cop political drama, which is really cool. And I liked it. And the next one I went to see was Zero Dark 30, which I didn't love. I was entertained. I mean, if you can call it entertained. The topic's not very entertaining, but I was interested for most of it. And it's interesting since it's something that I've lived through, for it all to be put together in one place, like so it was like reviewing history. And I like the actresses. The main actress was really, really good. But I'm okay with not ever watching that again, probably. And then I was glad that my parents came to town because Josh and I got to go to the movies together, and we saw Mama. Holy, it was scary. I really liked it. I had my socks that I was knitting on, and I started to knit, and I kept jumping so much. I was afraid I was gonna stab myself or stab Josh, and I couldn't concentrate on the socks anyway, so I had to put the knitting away. It was really good. The people who came up with that movie are creepy and shouldn't be allowed to be around children. But I liked it. I wouldn't suggest going to the movies alone to see it. I actually really enjoy going to the movies alone, but that would not have been a good experience. I would have been too scared. Even as it was, I was too scared to move after the movie was over. So, and then the latest one that I saw was Hanzel and Gretel, which was also really cool. It was quirky. I'm not a huge fan of comedies, which I know I'm hilarious, and so I don't know why I wouldn't want other humor around me, but I don't know, I get like annoyed at some comedies, and Hansel and Gretel is not a comedy at all, but it had a little bit of like funny things in it, so it's kind of clever, witty, and I liked it, so I would recommend that. So that is my movie weekend review, whatever the title is, I don't know. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much for watching Exchange Student in Fiberland, and I hope you have a great week. Go and vote on my mascot's name, and join my Ravelry group, Exchange Student in Fiberland. I also have one at Spartickes Dies. Ravelry group, Spartickes Dies, and also my group or my store update, hopefully today at noon Central Standard Time, which is an hour and a half. I don't know, that might be pushing it because I have to edit this. So hopefully around noon, but it'll already probably be past by the time you see this. So I don't know, go to the site and look. So thanks a lot. See you later. Bye.